This conference will now be recorded.
Hi everyone. So this is Anand from the Smartech product team, and today I'm going to discuss about how Smartech can help you with automation workflow. To automate few of your complex business solutions, which can solve your day-to-day manual process into a very simple, organized, and efficient process. So this basically is a kind of a logic workflow, or you can say kind of a drip workflow, which you can build up by yourself. A sample of that I have shown over here. It's a combination of putting up some kind of conditions and some kind of action. When I say action, basically that relates to action of communication, action of connecting your data to a particular source. And when I speak about conditions, that is basically about putting up filters. So before communicating, you want to make sure what would be the right audience for this kind of communication. So that kind of filter can be applied into this workflow, which makes your reachability and which makes your content nature very much relevant for your marketing purpose. So here you can see you have this workflow. Now the idea of creating a contact scope, basically which kind of contact would be a part of this workflow, that needs to be decided first. So I can maybe select a existing list or maybe a existing segment or maybe my complete data master, or I can choose Smartech to decide the contacts on the basis of the trigger points that I set in over here, like customer getting added to a particular contact list, customer opening an email or maybe doing a click on the email link, customer doing any website activity like a registration or maybe like a sign up on the website. So, and you can also, put frequencies. Basically, this automation should repeat every time this event happens, or does it needs to repeat by itself on daily basis, or maybe monthly basis, or maybe weekly basis, bi-weekly basis, whatever. So once you decide this contact scoping over here, then you actually start developing the automation workflow. So what communication needs to be sent? So this is a node builder option which we have. This currently would be going on for another 1.5 or 2 months. Thereafter, we will have a drag and drop version coming into the picture. So here, when you click on this plus sign, you get two options: to perform action and to do a check filter. Kind of putting up conditions. So let's say if I want to do a communication, I decided whom I have to target. Now, what content needs to be sent to them through which channel, that needs to be decided over here. I have to select the channel. Let's say, for example, email. So I have to fill up all the details, like what would be the subject line, what would be the sender details, through which domain it should be sent. All those things will be put in over here. For example, I can just put this information. Now you have to pre-create your templates. So what template needs to be sent, that you have to pre-create it over here. And you can mention a subject line over here. You can also have a geo-tracking module if you want, and click on save. Right. So again, just add a step like this over here. So after sending out a communication, I wait for some time and then I check. I put a filter wherein the system automatically checks after 2 days or 2 hours or whatever time you fix that whether the customer has opened it or clicked it or maybe the email has bounced. As per the filter applied over here, you get two results: people who have met this condition, people who have not met this condition. So let's say people who have not opened the mailers, I can send them a reminder SMS. Let's say people who have opened the mailer, I can put another filter also to that, which may be a data point, like for example over here status. Now status is of the customer is currently a lead status. So if he's a lead and if he has opened the mailer, uh, I can connect him to my call center webhook, which could be a direct call or maybe a CRM location. Or if not, then I can, just send him another mailer. I can also plan up a WhatsApp communication if it is kind of a transactional communication that is sent at the end of the workflow. For example, a purchase made by the customer, he has ordered something online and he needs to be, sent a confirmation receipt that can be sent through a WhatsApp message also in that case. So this basically workflow setup is very easy. It's no builder option as of now, as I said, but very soon it will be drag and drop option, which will be more easy and efficient. If you're having doubts on creation of this, so let's quickly create one automation also over here. We click on create journey, and this is how we actually create the automation workflow. So let's take a case where I want to target my people, who have done a registration on my mobile app or maybe on my website. I need to send them a welcome message, or maybe I want to retarget them with the content if they have done a cart abandonment. So first of all, I'll give an automation name, and I would provide the time scope of the automation, like from today till say next year, next 10 years, whatever time you prefer. That's up to you. I can apply, conditions over here, like conversion tracking or revenue tracking conditions. This basically helps me to understand the total revenue out of this complete workflow or total success out of this workflow. Now, here I start defining my contact scope. So as I said, my use case is based on targeting my customers on website who might have done a registration or who might have, done a cart abandonment activity. So either I can choose a existing list of my customers segment, or I can switch to trigger mode and I can select website activity. So this trigger basically is more real time, whereas dataset is something which is created and it's not exactly a real time. It's basically a static list which you are going to target, whereas trigger is a dynamic activity. So here, let's say I want to target people the moment they do a cart abandonment. Okay, I can specify a few parameters also, like about the price range of the products abandoned or something like that. And I can mention over here what is the frequency, first time this happens or every time this happens. So every time a customer does a cart abandonment, you should initiate this communication, or it's only the first time. Now, here I start defining the campaigns. So how do I want to target my customers who have done a cart abandonment? So I can initiate any one of the communications, send email, send push, send web push, or maybe send a voice or any other channel that is available. So here I can, for example, I decide to send out a browser push notification. Now, browser push notification, of course, would be applicable to only those customers who have opted into your website for notifications. I can give a campaign name over here, then I can select the website for which I am doing the browser push notification, and I can select the template, like say cart reminder template, and I can mention a TTL over here, so 20 years. I can have the auto define option over here, and I click on this save step. Now, any customer doing a cart abandonment, he would be sent out a BP notification. Now, immediately sending out this communication would not make sense, right? So if you want, you can put a wait period over here between the two steps. We'll go back to perform action again. And here, let's say I'll select 3 minutes, 3 days, or maybe 3 hours. And then this message will be sent. Now, after sending out the communication, I'll let's say wait for another 1 hour. And then I put a condition to see or to check, has this browser notification been successfully clicked by the customer or not. So the message that I sent was that I've been clicked or not. Now, if clicked yes, check if the sale has been done or not, or maybe the purchase has been done or not. So I'll again go back to this web activity part, and I would put a condition. Hey, kindly check if the payment page activity has been done, or maybe the checkout has been done by the customer or not. If yes, then maybe I can send him a WhatsApp or maybe a confirmation SMS. Select your SMS channel over here. Select the template that needs to be sent. Okay. Now let's say if it's a no, checkout has not been done. For them, I can send a different SMS, which has a link to click on the link and go back to your purchase. The cart is running out of the product, or maybe the product is very fast being stocked out. Right. I can quickly build up this type of communication over here. I can also, induce, maybe what's voice message over here in case, where I want to target my customers through a voice, especially in kind of tier two or tier three cities where voice reach is far better than compared to the metro ones. I can plan that also over here. Send voice. Basically, it's a recorded voice kind of thing. Select the template and click on save. Now, once you feel okay, your automation workflow is ready, you can if it's going to, yeah, one more thing, uh, we can also have an option of updating the attributes, basically data points of your customer profile. So for example, a very good example I have is of lead scoring. Now if I want to lead score my customers at any stage, so let's say if someone has clicked on the browser push notification, I want to provide him a lead score. So first of all, in my database I need to have one attribute created of lead score. And here I have to go to the action tab, update attribute. So any customer who clicks on my notification, I want to increase his lead score by, let's say, 2. So this basically would be a real-time data update which happens on Smartech database. And this can help you to evaluate your customer profiles in a better way and then target them accordingly. And then you click on save and run. Or maybe you can just click on save as draft. Depends on when you want to make that campaign active. Post this, so once the campaign is run, you can always check the results into insights over here. You have dashboard and report section where you have journeys, where you can check your journey reports and see how well they have performed at each stage. You can go for node-wise report over here and get the exact replica of the automation and get the performance at each stage. So how many mails sent at this stage, how many notifications sent at this stage, what has been the response to them, how many SMS have been sent, what has been the total overall CTR or your SMS CTR on those campaigns. You can also download the details over here separately. That will be sent to your respective email IDs, and then you can basically analyze it in a more detailed way. So that was about this automation part of it as of now. We will be back with the new version that we're going to have maybe in the next 1.5 months, the drag and drop option automation with a lot of things coming into picture. I hope that that would have much better impact as of now. With the product that we have, this also solves a lot of complex processes, and same way it's only the UI that's going to be changed with some added features in the coming version. So just be updated about that. I'll share the video once that feature is launched. Till then, have a nice day. Bye bye.